Hello everyone, thank you for joining this presentation. Today I will be sharing 4 literacy and language assessments that are used to evaluate student growth in reading, writing, and language across multiple grade bands. We will look at their purposes, strengths, limitations, and how issues of validity, reliability, and bias impact their quality. As reading and literacy specialists, we must understand the attributes of assessments and choose tools that fit both student needs and instructional goals. Assessments are not just numbers, but windows into student learning that guide interventions and instructional pacing. The first assessment is DIBELS, or Dynamic Indicators of Basic Early Literacy Skill. It is a diagnostic and progress monitoring tool often used in K-3 classrooms. It measures phonemic awareness, alphabetic principle, accuracy, and oral reading fluency. Teachers or interventionists typically administer DIBELS 3 times a year. Its strengths include early identification of at-risk readers and quick administration. Limitations include its narrow focus on fluency without deep comprehension. DIBELS is valid for early literacy screening and generally reliable when administered consistently, but it may contain cultural or linguistic bias for bilingual students. The second assessment is WIDA, which is used for English learners in grades K through 12. WIDA measures listening, speaking, reading, and writing proficiency. It is administered annually by trained staff, often ESL teachers. Its strengths include comprehensive coverage of language development, while a limitation is that it can be time-consuming. WIDA is considered valid and reliable for language proficiency, but bias can arise when students' prior schooling or cultural background is not accounted for. The third assessment is MAP Growth Reading, used widely in grades 4 through 8. It is a computer-adapted standardized assessment that measures reading comprehension, vocabulary, and text analysis skills. MAP is administered 3 times a year and provides immediate data dashboards. Its strengths include adaptive questioning and rich data reports. Limitations include reliance on technology and student test-taking stamina. Research shows MAP is highly valid and reliable. However, some bias may appear for students with limited computer literacy or inconsistent access to technology. The final assessment is ACT Writing, administered in high school, usually in grades 11 or 12. This is a formal summative and standardized assessment designed to measure writing skills, argumentation, and language use. It is given once, usually during the college admissions process, and scored externally. Its strengths include alignment with college readiness standards and nationwide benchmarks. Limitations include high stakes for a single test and limited feedback for instruction. ACT Writing is both valid and reliable as a measure of writing, but bias can occur based on student background knowledge or writing style. Across these assessments, we see patterns. strengths such as providing diagnostic clarity and broad data, and limitations such as time, scope, or cultural fairness. The key for a literacy specialist is to balance these tools with classroom-based formative assessments. As specialists, we must always ask 3 questions. Does this tool measure what it claims? Will it provide consistent results across settings? And does it advantage certain groups of students? Addressing these concerns requires careful selection, teacher training, and collaboration with families and administrators. In my own role, I plan to treat assessments as tools for growth rather than labels. When limitations appear, I will respond by triangulating multiple sources of data, advocating for culturally responsive practices, and working with colleagues to ensure results are applied ethically and constructively. This presentation was supported by scholarly resources including Aslan 2016, Favor, Wheaton, and Vischer 2017, Lau and Lamb 2023, and the International Dyslexia Association 2016. Thank you for your attention.